Okay, I'm getting in late today. It's October 6th, Monday, October 6th. Getting in late today. Code 2 is good for 100 ticks today. I just figured out what code 1 is. Well, what I think it is for this session so far. And we shall see if I am right, which I believe I am. Let's see here. Where's my out? Okay, I got it. Let's see here. Yep. Well, I mean, I basically narrowed it down to where it couldn't be anything else. Yep. Of course, we do have another one, but it's just not. It didn't run very much. Of course, none of them are running very much, but this one should be it. Should be the break. It's going to go up and shoot higher, go much higher. Oh, by the way, let me take the exit up higher. I'm at 70. Let me take this up to 90. We'll take it up to 40 ticks. Changing it now to 89.90 on the limit. Okay, limit in place. We're going to go after a 40 tick trade on this one. This is abnormal. The reason why is because, let me see here, pull up the right chart. Okay, the reason why is because it's breaking, or it's getting ready to break the top right now on the 10 minute. This right here is a double top right here. So if it breaks, it's going to break. Okay, hold on. Okay, we're broken right there. It's broke. So now we're in free territory on the 10 minute chart. And I figured out what code 1 was. And I'm going for instead of 20, which had already hit right there, I'm going for 40. See if I'm right. Take a look here. Looking at the code. Yeah, it looks good. Looks good. We'll see. This is a gamble, like anything. It's a mathematical gamble. Could be wrong, and it might come all the way back down. But when you can get your entries right over and over again, right? Then you can afford to take gambles. You see what I'm saying? Because if you don't make it on this one, then you can make it on the next one. If you don't make it on the next one, you make it on, you know what I mean? You're going to make it. It just is, the only way to make it is to go for it. But you also got to know which ones to go for. The reason why I went for this one is because once it made that break, which it just did, now it's in free territory. Now, mathematically speaking, it's got a good chance to keep going. Mathematically speaking. Now, they do sometimes break and then they come all the way back down. They do that. And this one may do it too. But mathematically, they also do the opposite. And they do that, I think, they do that definitely more than they come back all the way back down. But they do come back down a good percentage of the time. I'd say about, well, at least 30%. Maybe a little bit more. 35%, something like that. So they do come back down. But they also keep going. So I could have took 20 ticks already. This one looks like it may come back down too. Let me see here. Where are we at? I'm still going to hold. We'll see if it's got gas here. But just mathematically speaking, playing that, remember I always trying to hammer home, trying to play the math. At the same time, it sucks to have all that profit and then, then to lose it, So it's a gamble. And the math is real high. It's going to keep going, only about maybe 60-65% maybe. So it's not real high. This isn't a high mathematical trade. But I've not gotten any entries to go short off the code. Still entry to go long. Nothing's changed. Just happened to do that and then break and then shoot up really high off the break, but nothing's happened since then. So I've got the option to just wait now for a code entry to go short or for it to hit my exit, whichever happens first. If it goes up and breaks here, it's going to hit my exit pretty easy, most likely. Okay, there it goes, just broke. Okay, watching the code, still look good. Still look very good. Oh, by the way, I don't know if I mentioned, but code 2 is good for 100 ticks again. Today it was easy. For those of you code traders out there, just let that set the precedent for the week. It's different from last week, but the same as before. Where are we at here? Now there's a high mathematical chance it's going to come down now. But I could just wait for the code. I'll tell you what, I'll just wait for the code. Matter of fact, I'll just play the code. How about that? I'll just totally play the code. When the code says go short, I'll go short with it. Let me just take a look at something really quick. Yep, we're good. Code may give a long entry. It may just keep on going. And if it did, it would hit my exit very, very easily. In fact, I could go for much more. Go for at least another 10 ticks. If not 20 or 30 even. Oop, oop, oop. Okay, let's go short. Code says to go short. So, we'll go short. See, it almost made it up to my 90 exit though, you know? Made it up to 82. Just 8 more ticks, I would have hit it. Close but no cigar. Close but no cigar. Now, let me just take a look at something. Since I know what the code is, I mean the exact code, I can just always take that if I want. Now, is this thing going to continue on me? It might go into trend mode, so to speak. Hold on a second, though. No, it should be coming down here. I don't like the way it's acting. No, it looks like it's going to go. I'm going to have to take a loss here if this thing... Let me see, where's my out at? Alright. I know where my out's at. Yeah, it looks like it's going to go. See, you know I talk about rollovers? This is like a roll up. It's just rolling back up. It's going to keep on going. I'm not going to take the risk, though. I'm just going to play the code. Let me see here. Let me check something out. Okay, well, we can count that one off. So hold on a second. We can count just about everything off. Let me take a look at something. Yeah, okay, I know exactly what it is. There's only one. There's only one today. One code. There's only one code today. I mean this session. There's only one code this session. It changed an hour ago, but there's only one. Which is fine. Because it makes it easy because it stands out so much. Because there's only one. So it makes it very much stand out. Pretty easy to see, actually. Yep. Let's see. Code 2 was beautiful today. I wish I would have gotten up for it, but I couldn't do it. Otherwise, this one was... let me just take a look and see what it is. I can usually see it in my head. Well, besides code 2, it's very obvious that it was a bit tricky today. That's for sure. Let me see if it was the same code. No, it's not the same. It was definitely tricky. I'm not seeing it at first glance here. I'll have to look at it later. Anyway, the other ones are working, but not to the extent that they normally do. Yeah, no, definitely not to the extent. Wait a second, that could be it. Nope, that's not it either. Oh. I don't know. It wasn't an easy day today with code 1, but code 2 definitely was easy. It was 100 ticks very easily. Okay, so I know what the exact code is right now, so I've got it very easily nailed. That means I can basically take every trade successful from here for the rest of the session. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do, and I'll demonstrate code 1. How you can find the exact code to where you can take a successful trade every trade. You don't have to free trade the code. Like, for instance, today would have been a very bad day to try to free trade the code. Very bad. In fact, it would have just been a slaughter. You'd have gotten slaughtered today if you'd have tried to free trade the code today, except for code 2. But if you'd came out trying to free trade code 1, well, let me see here. Let me check it out. Let's see. That would have been not a win. That would have not been a win. That would have been a win, but not for 20. So it's really not a win. That would have been a win, but not for 20. So that's really not a win. That one would have been a win. That one would have been a win. That one would not have been a win. That one would have been a win. That one would not. That one would be a win. Let's see here. Another win. That one would not. Well, actually, they would have if you just knew that they were offset. That one would have been a win. That one would have been... well, it would have been good on the entry, but not a win. That one would have been a win. Or, wait a second. Yeah, that one would have been a win. That one would have been good on entry, but I don't think it went... no, it didn't go 20. Let's see here. That one would have been a win. That one, I'm not sure. I don't think so. That one would have been, well, not good for 20. See, it went really tight on the chart, really, really tight. And then it took off. See, it took off and went up, which I was able to catch, but not make what I should have made off of it. Could have made 20 off of it very easily, and I could have held, and I just didn't get it. It's okay. I know exactly what the code is. I'll be able to take every entry right. Okay, so anyway, see, that was the problem. See, look at it going sideways. You see, it went there, then it just goes sideways for a while. Okay, the code got really, really tight. So the codes was good on entries, but not making the 20. And then go the other way, and then good on entry, not making the 20. Then going the other way, and then good on entry, not making the 20. You just kept doing that over and over again. So, I mean, it's not as if you'd kept taking trade, but wouldn't hit the 20. And then it goes all the way back to your entry again. You see, so it would have been not easy to make money right there at all. And then it sort of did the same thing through here too, except for the code 2. All you had to do is know what the code 2 was, and you'd be good to go. Could have taken a code 1 anywhere pretty much, and made it. But you just would have had to have known what it was. Anyway, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to demonstrate that once you know what the exact code is, and there's always an exact code, 99% of the time, 99 times out of 100, there's always an exact code every day for every session. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to demonstrate how if you know what the exact code is, you can take every trade a winner. Now the only thing that might happen is that it might go shallow on one and it won't go 20 ticks. That's about the only thing that's going to happen. But on every one, it should win the 20 ticks. Make the 20 ticks, I mean. So that's what I'm going to demonstrate now and show it to you. And you see the power of knowing the code. There's a way to mathematically figure it out every day. Usually I'm too lazy to do it. I can just free trade it and do really well. But today would not have been a day that you would have wanted to do that. But that's why I say when it's working and you're having a great day, keep pushing it. Keep trading. When it's not working and things aren't working, back off. In fact, you don't even need to trade that day. Just call it quits, because a bad day is just going to get worse. A good day can get even better. And it's all based upon the math. Like today, today would have been very bad to try to free trade the code today. That these days do happen. And when they do, if you're trying to free trade it, don't bother. Just don't do it. Figure out what the code is mathematically. I don't know what the previous session was, but I'll figure it out here in a little bit and I'll let you know. Well, actually, you can email me and I'll tell you. But anyway, I'll be back shortly and we'll start taking trades for the rest of the day. Well, just a little while longer. We've got, what, another hour? About another hour. I can take 2 more trades. And then I can take the code 2, the last one. Let's see, should it move? I think there's a good chance it'll move. Yeah, I think so. Well, yeah, I think it'll move. Okay, so I'll be back. By the way, I figured out what the code was the previous session. It was a bit tricky. It was, not something that's used a lot. And if you want to know, just that purchase the course, just email me. I'll let you know. Oh, great. Just great. Let's see if we can get an entry here. Looking for an entry. Looking for an entry. It looks like it's going to take off. It's just going to take off. The question is where's the exit? See, we got a double top at 40. Let me take a look at my limit here. Double top at 40. I'm sitting at 15. Let's take it up to... It'll probably bounce off 20 first. No, let's take it up to 30. 30 is high math. 30 is the exit now. I've got it up there. It's about to take off. Let's see, we've got one. Let's see. Yeah, well, I mean, we've got the main code saying go long. And the thing is it's going straight up on the 10-minute right now. So I just gave a code 1 entry to go long straight up on the 10-minute. Plus it's just beginning a green bar on the daily. So this thing could have a lot of legs and could go a lot higher here. In fact, it could break the 90-40. Let me take a look at this. Hold on a second. Coming up on code 2. Let me see here. Yeah, this thing could break. It could go up and break the 90-40. We may want to get long here and stay long. Stand by, watching it. Where's my exit at? It's up at 30, right? Okay, well 30 is going to be high math because what it'll do is it'll probably go up there, hit it, and then come back down. And then we'll watch it for the break and play the break. It'll probably give a code 1 entry off the break. Another strategy is once you know the exact code 1, you don't have to play an exit or anything like that. You can just follow that code no matter what it does. And a lot of times it'll give back-to-back code 1 entries to go long, or code 1 entries to go long off the real code, which it just did. There's 2 code 1 long entries to go long, so this thing could really take off. It's even possible to get a third. But what it'll probably do is go up, or what it may do is go up into the code. I'm just going to take this because this is high math. Very high mathematics up here. Because the top is at 40, okay? So a 30 is like a double top math. Now if I wanted to, I could push it and take like 38, something like that. But I don't want to push it. Let me see what is the code. Yeah, I don't want to push it. I'll just take the high mathematics right here. Let the computer take over. Let the computer do it. Wait for it to make a trade. It's high mathematics to make it up to 30. Now past 30, the math gets a lot lower. At the same time, I'm really close and I don't want to miss it. May get out up here. Yeah, it's getting real close to the top up here. May want to just get out. Let me just take it. Okay, I'm just going to take that for right now because we're toppy up here. If you were to look at the 10-minute chart, you'd see we're coming close to the top of the 10-minute. So at any time up here, it could start coming down. At the same time, I could have just waited for the code, but I've got another one. I've got lots of stuff. This thing could also just go. I think it is. Hold on a second. Where's the top at? It's at 40. I think it's just going to take off and go. Because it should not reverse here. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. For you code traders out there, let me show you discipline and patience. Did I not just show you an entry to go long using the code and it worked, right? Now watch. Patience. I'm going to show you another entry, just like that one, that's going to work. Probably similar to that one, maybe not exactly, but it'll work. That's all that matters for another 20 ticks. That's how you make money trading, is in a controlled mathematical fashion. Let me fix this. And you do that over and over and over again with consistency, and then you make money. If you start getting wild and start gambling and start throwing it because it looks like it's going to do this, it looks like it's going to do that, you'll start to lose. And you really don't want that. So, I mean, sure, you could win big. And I'm not saying you can't, but you just get sloppy is what happens. Now let me show you the exact opposite of sloppiness. Like, for instance, the other day you saw me struggle back and forth off the code 1, just free trading it. Because normally I can do pretty good at that. But I didn't that day, right? And then if I'd have done it, if you'd have tried that today, it would have not been good at all. I can just see that. I can see that through the chart. In case you're wondering, I can just see that. That's why you'd want to figure out what the code is. You say, well, why don't you just figure out what the code is every day then? You can. You absolutely can. You don't have to do it like I've been showing. So let me show you what happens when you do figure it out. Like I just showed you the first one, just right there. That was a winner, right? No problem. Piece of cake. And didn't I show you on another one too? Oh yeah, I showed you on another one too. I showed you 2 of them back to back so far, I think. Yeah. And so you're seeing I knew what the code was, and I just made 2 winners in a row. I don't think I made as much money. I don't think I made as much from them as I should have, but they were still good on the entry, and I still made a winner, right? Okay. So now you're going to see another one. And be 100% win ratio. That's how you make money. So I will come back shortly and I will show it to you. By the way, I just looked at the chart, okay? And I wanted to clarify something. There are, for those of you code traders out there, I know there's a lot of you following this, you're studying this. I congratulate you for that. I'm here to help you. So, today, since the code change, there have been exactly 3 codes. The real code. Not free trading the code. I'm talking about the real code. There's always one every day. And with that code, there are 3 of them. And all 3 are long entries to go long. And none of them have broken each other. In other words, they're all going in the right direction. It's a higher code going long, higher code going long. Okay? 3 of them. And then it made a really big move up. Now it has double topped off the 10-minute chart right at 40. And now we're going to take another code. So we'll see what it does. It may give another long entry, or it may give a short entry. So we will see. But my point to that is that it is possible that you can, if you know exactly what the code is, that you can just let it go. So for instance, let's say the code says go long, and you go long. You don't get out until the code says go short. So for instance, if you did that today, you'd have scored a huge trade today. Well, let's see. Actually, you would have scored 100 ticks. Yep, 100 ticks. Simply by playing that method. Now, warning. That method, it doesn't always do so good. It'll, you could have gotten 40 ticks, but you only settled for 10, 15, 20, But then again, but every entry will be right. But it is a way for you to really score big sometimes. I'm not sure what the math is on that, but I think if you were to add it up, tick-wise, it would you come out way, way ahead. But anyway, I just wanted to show you that it is possible to do that. And you could also just play it the way I'm playing it. Just think of it as precision level entries. Okay, I'll be back. I'd like to point something else out to you, for you code traders out there. If you look at the code, since I gotta be careful about what I say because I can so easily give this away. Okay, when you look at the code since the change, you'll see that it's working perfectly. The normal free trading code. In other words, if you were to free trade it since the change, you do really well. That's typical. It's typically like that. So the first one can be tricky. It can either be working really super good, or it can be really super tricky, or it can be somewhere in the middle. The best way to play that is to play code 2. From here, you pretty much be out of code 2. In fact, you would have got out with 100 ticks. You wouldn't have known it was going to go the other way 100 ticks. So from here, you'd be, if you wanted to play, you'd have to play code 1 because you'd already be out on the code 2. So if you were free trading it, you'd be doing great right now. Really super good. I just wanted to point that out, that typically on that change, it does that. It does that a lot. Also, you'll notice that in the first session, right when it starts, for that whole first hour, usually it'll do really well too, which helps you to get into the code too. On the days where it doesn't, watch out, because it may stay like that the whole time, or it may change and go back to doing well, but it could be either way at that point. It can also go from doing really well to not doing so well, so you gotta watch out for that too. You just have to, let's go short. It's gonna drop out. Watch the drop. Okay, so the question is, do we go for more than 20? We could. I mean, this is a point where we could go for more than 20 right here. But let's just keep it controlled. Keep the math high. Just go for 20, no more. And you see, notice I took entry before it even broke. It hasn't even broken the low right there. And I've already taken entry. Already knowing that it's going to go break. All the other traders are out there, they're waiting to get in if it's going to break right here, They're thinking, oh, is it going to break down? Watch it shoot down as soon as it goes. Because all the traders are going to be jumping in, and it's going to, it could shoot down 10 ticks or something. It gets really active, it could shoot down a lot more than that, but it's not likely to shoot down too much. Maybe just 5-10 ticks, something like that. But it'll keep going. Okay, it didn't shoot down. But it'll keep going. Not moving terribly fast. But the point is, though, is that it's just going to be another successful 20-tick trade once you know exactly what the code is. And if it's wrong for some reason, I'll get out for a quick loss. I mean, the only reason why it would be wrong is if it went really shallow, which it hasn't done yet, really. I mean, that would be like super, super, super shallow. I'm talking about a little bit better than that. Like sometimes they only go like maybe 10 ticks or so, and they turn around, go back the other way. It's possible. It's also possible, because of the chart, that I could get a lot more than just 20 off of this if I wanted to go for it. But the math becomes a lot less when you do that. Starts to decrease. I'm just calculating my out here just in case. You always do that. No matter what, you always calculate your out and be ready to get out. Keep the loss small. I can keep the loss down to less than 10 ticks. That's always good. You got 20 tick exits, less than 10 ticks on your losses, mathematics come out, and you make money. There is a way to mathematically figure out exactly what the code is. I've been basically just showing free trading, because free trading is easy. You don't even need to figure out what the code is, the exact code. It's easy, it's profitable. But if you say, well, what's the best way? Well, by far the best way is to figure out exactly what the code is, and then just take that trade. That way you get it right. I mean, if you know exactly what the real code is, I mean, you're talking about an 80% accuracy, even higher. Plus, you're talking about you're going to hit your 20 ticks with like 80% or higher accuracy. So you see what I'm saying? Not only do you got your entry at 80%, but you got your exit at 80% too. That's very high math. Just cut it short every time you're wrong. You can't beat that system, right? Well, I've shown so far free trading. Let me show that system now. That system takes more work, obviously, because you've got to figure out what it is. But I'm also going to show the code 2 as well, because the code 2 is superior. But I just wanted to show the depth and magnitude of how powerful this code system is. You can do so much with it. There's so many different things that you can do with this. You could build 100 different strategies just based upon this system. You can see it's not going super fast here, but I suspect at any time it's going to drop out. But you remember I said all the other codes for this session, since the change, have been long entries. This is the first one that's a short. And on top of it, the 10-minute chart is going down with a red bar since the 90-40 double top. Wait a second here. Hold the phone. Calculating my out. Yep. Okay, I've got it. Always be prepared to get out no matter what. If it's wrong, it's wrong. You have to reevaluate why it's wrong. Either the code is wrong or it just was shallow. It could be two possibilities. Three possibilities, actually. Well, no, that would be covered under the first one, that the code was wrong. You have the code wrong, that is. Okay. Well, guess I did. Alright. Now, let me just take a look at that for a moment and see if I think that's true. No. No. No, it's not true. What it is that one was just very shallow, and what it's doing now is it's rolling up into the next code. Let's go take a look at it real quick. When we use it, we can go right back to free trading if we want. Okay? Because we're not going to get another one except for the code 2. So it's either free trade or wait for the code 2. I say we free trade because it's working great. It's working great. Just let me see something here real quick. Yep. Yep. Let's use it. It's working great. And we can free trade right into code 2. Free trade right into code 2. And let's go have some fun. It's going to drop out. Hold on a second. I want to see something real quick. I just want you to watch how I do this now. Watch how I do this. You always can mathematically figure it out. Like for instance right there. You can sit there and say, okay, piece of cake. So you know what the possibilities are. So as soon as if it were to give a short again, then you know that you got it right. If it doesn't, goes back the other way and breaks the other, you know that it was offset. Which one it was. But wait a second, I have another one to choose that from. Hold on a second. Is it going up on me? Yeah, let me take a look real quick. No, it shouldn't be that. Should be going down here. Yeah, it should be going down. But where would be my out? Let's see. Okay. It's definitely not going the right way, is it? I'm going to take a, well, I'm going to get out, not for the full 20. I'll get out before the 20. I can see what my out is. I just don't want to let it go. Okay, so let me go see something else really quick. Okay. Alright. It's getting tricky in here, it's for sure. Yeah. The code was good the whole time. It's just that it went very shallow. It'll do that sometimes. But that really is showing that this thing wants to go up. I think it's just rolling up off of everything. But let's see. I'm going to hold to it until it's time to get out. I don't like this trade, though. I don't like the math on it. But it's still code trade, still code short entry, has not changed. Let's see something again real quick. Yeah, I don't like the way this thing is acting. If it was going to go down, it probably would have already went down. This is going to drop out right here. You're going to drop out? Let's see, is that rolling over? Yeah, I think it is. I think it's going to roll over here. Got code 1 entry to go short. Let's see if it gives another. Let me think now. Code 2 is coming up. What's it likely to do? There's a very high risk that this thing would go up into code 2, make a new high. Very high risk. It'll either do that or it'll go down in a big way. Well, actually probably not. Probably just go down a little bit and then give a long entry to go long into the code and go even higher on the chart. Either way, it's going to go up. I do not like this trade. But think about it mathematically. Where should I just get out at? What's the math on this of this thing going down? Right now I give it a 50-50 chance. I don't really know. I still have a code 1 entry to go short. So if we're going to follow the code, let's just follow the code. Where should I get out? Okay. Alright, so I'll just take a loss if it goes the wrong way. If it goes the right way, I'll be able to make quite a big trade if I wanted to. But right now, I don't like this trade. It seems like it's setting up to me to go higher. Let me think here. What would be the next entry? No, there is none. We gotta wait till code 2 now. There is none. Code 2 is the next entry. So it's either gonna go up or it's gonna go down, and it'll go up or down in a big way from here. So I don't know if I've got it right. We're about to find out. Okay, I'm going to adjust the limit because if it's going to go down, it's going to go down in a big way. I'm going to go put it at 30 ticks. So it's going to go down to 80. Okay, set for 80. I'm just pretty skeptical it's going to go down there. I really think this thing's setting up to go up. The reason why is because if it was going to go down, it would go down. It's just sitting up here, and that means it's going to go up. With that in mind, I'm going to get out. Code 2 is coming up. I'm just going to get out right there. See, I'm really, the mathematics on this are no better than 50-50 either way. Okay? And even though I've still got a code 1 to go short, but still, I've been in this situation many times. Code 2 is coming up. That's another reason why you want to know code 2. So from here, it's going to get dicey. It's going to get radical. It's going to make big move. If I've got it right, then I would have scored big, but if I've got it wrong, it's just going to be an easy loss. And in fact, once it were to go up, it'd go up sharply. Looks like I would have had it right. Well, code 1 did give a short entry, but still, even though it can get radical from here and do all kinds of stuff, go up and down. So typically, I always just stay out and just wait for the code 2 to come to, because that's a high percentage trade, real high percentage. So anyway, let me come back for the code 2 and we'll take it. As you can see, the trade went the right direction. The code 1 was right. I should have just held on to it. But anyway, just because it was right doesn't mean that what I said isn't true, it's going to get, dicey in there. Sometimes it'll go for you, sometimes it'll go with you, but it's more, you can follow the code, but as you go into the code 1, into this time, you don't want to really follow it because the code 2 is going to override it. So it's going to get risky by its just inherently. So that's why I'm just going to wait for the code 2, and we'll take a, pretty much a precision level entry into it. Okay, for those code traders out there, code 2 traders, I'm going to let you watch this now because normally I can tell which way it's setting up to go, and right now I can't. I think it's setting up to go long, but I'm not sure about that at all. So right now, even I cannot tell which way this thing is going to want to go. So it's kind of an up in the air trade. We're just going to have to use the code. I was going to try and ace the trade and show it to you, but here we go again. This is another tricky one. This isn't going to be an easy one to ace. Some of them are really easy to ace, very easy to see. I'll start showing those to you when they come. And this one could still yet be one of those trades, but I doubt it at this point. So what I'm going to do is I can just play it technical, and we'll just go for the 20 ticks, which should be pretty easy to get today. It's just a question of, will it give a long entry up here? Because if it does, the top is at 40. So if it gives, let's say it were to give a long entry at 20, 90, 20, okay? And then the top is at 40. The very tip top of the chart on the 10-minute is at 40. So if it were to give a long up here, that would mean that it would go up and break and go even higher. And it could go quite a bit higher. It could go 100 ticks. This could be a 100 ticker. Remember I keep talking about the 100 tick trade off of this? Well, believe me, it's going to come. It hasn't come yet, but it's going to come. This could be one of them if it were to give a long entry up here. So we'll see. I think that it's going to actually. I think it's going to be a continuation long entry. Not a reversal, but a continuation. And it's just going to continue higher. Those are hard to ace. Because at any time, if it is a reversal, you're going to get caught pretty much right at the top. So it's harder to ace. It's better just to wait for the technical trade. That way you have a high math on it. So I'll come back. Just like to point something out really fast to you code 1 traders out there. If you look at you can see that code 1 is actually working really super well. Remember I said earlier that it's going to get kind of dicey into the code 2 and code 1 it works so well, blah blah blah. Well, not today. It's working really super good, but I'd say it only does that 50% of the time. So that math isn't very good if it only happens 50% of the time. The other times it'll go shallow. It's not that it doesn't work, it's just that it won't work to the exit. And that's part of the code, is the entry and the exit, right? It's just they don't really seem to, because it'll go shallow, then it'll get radical and go up and down. But today, looks perfect. Anyway, I'll come back. Well, I said I'd let you watch this, didn't I? Okay. You can already see it's already breaking out. So this makes it a risky trade. It's either going to be a reversal or it's going to be a long. At this point, I would say, based upon my experience, it's going to be a long. But I could be wrong. So we'll just wait and take a technical trade off of this. Let me see here. If it were to give a long entry, it's right at the top. In fact, it's going to go up quite a bit. Let's go for that big trade, but let's keep the math really super high and just go for 40. Is that it's going to be the perfect short right here. If you wanted to risk it, okay, this is the way you could do it mathematically. You could risk it here and go short. You could go short right here, okay, at 25, and then if it goes up and breaks, you'd have to get out. Breaks 32, you'd have to get back out. If you're right, though, you can hit a 40 tick trade from here, no problem. Just a way to ace it. While keeping it small. Your mathematics, though, are going to be lower. And if it does it, it'll be a double top on the chart. It's just that that's not usually what it does. Not usually. Usually it'll go long. Yeah, I'm still looking for the long here. I think it's going to. Yep. Okay, I can see the entry now. Okay, so it's going to be a long. I'm going to mathematically confirm that, though. Okay. You see something here. Okay, that's normal. You know, I was going to show you how to do halfway. I was going to call it like the half. What was I going to call it now? The half back. I was going to call it the half back for a trade, and we will. We're going to do it. But today is not a good day. Because the reason why is because you see the top right there? That 90-40? That is a triple top on the 10-minute chart. Okay? Down to the tick. Triple top. Alright? Now we're getting ready to do a mathematical trade that is going to, you know, I'm pretty sure at this point, going to make a break. It's going to go higher than that. Once it breaks higher, the mathematical likelihood of it continuing to go higher is really good. So if you play it half back, it's just going to keep going on you. This is one of those trades you don't want to play a half back. That's what I'm trying to say. Alright, here we go. This is a unique situation. This is a triple top. This is a triple top, gonna give a code 2 entry. I don't see it can do anything else but go up. Yeah, then there's nothing else it can do. It's almost impossible for it to go down now. Except for the code has not confirmed that. Take that back. I'm taking that back. I'm saying that from experience. I'm not saying that via the code. I'll tell you what the code says, and I will take the entry based upon it. Stand by. Entry coming up. Okay, calculating the code here. Okay. Okay. Wow. You mean, for you code traders out there, if you know what the code is, you see when it triggers, what's going to happen. This thing's going to take off. It's getting ready to take off. And it's just going to go straight up too. You won't see this very often. This unique situation today. In fact, I have not seen this in a long time. A triple top right at the code 2. I think this may be a 100 ticker right here. What do I got set for 40? I may get 40 real quick. Problem is I may not get such a great entry, but I'm going to do my best here. Okay. Here we go. 40 ticks the easy way. It should just take off. Don't want to see it go up there and break and then come back down. But it is a code 2 trade, so here we go. Now it's a possibility that this one could come back half back. It is possible. It's not exactly taking off. It seems to be doing this more and more lately where it doesn't just take off normally. Because normally it would. Let's see if it makes the half back. And you can see if you play that strategy whether you'd make it or not. I was planning on playing it today, but this was a unique situation where you usually don't want to take that risk. It'll usually just keep on going. And a lot of times it'll really go too. Which it may do right here. Let's see. But if it's going to be a 100 ticker, you know it pretty quick, okay? It won't play much more games. It will just go. I mean, like, go. And you'll see, like, whoa, if you didn't jump in, you were left behind. Just keep on going. May start playing a game, you know, get 50 ticks up or something like that, play a game for a little while. But if you didn't get in right away, like for instance, right now, you got plenty of time to get in on the break, right? Plenty of time. You wouldn't have had that. It would have just went, boom. And then maybe like slid back and gone back up and slid back and gone back up. Made it not so easy, right? But it would have, if you didn't get in. Like, I do not like the way this thing is acting, but this is a code 2 trade. This is also a break on the chart too. So not only do you have a break, but you also have code 2 saying go long. But it's taking a bit here. I'm going to pause the video and I'll be right back. Okay, I just want to show you something that it is moving the half back. Let's see if it actually technically does it. Let me see something. Okay. Okay, so that would be 15. So you take it, 25 would be your entry. Where did it go to? It went to 27, 26. It looks like it went to 26. Hasn't gone to 25 yet. So really close so far. It still may hit it. But you can see my stop is right down in that area. So I may have to re-enter. Okay, this may take a while, so I'm going to pause the video, but I'll come back and show it to you. Looks like if you were to go for the halfback strategy, you would have missed by 1 tick. Let me see here. I'm going to take a look at that one more time. Yep. Yeah, because really you measure it from the original range, not from the new range. So really, so you'd have missed it by 1 tick. Missed entry. Assuming it goes up and breaks now, which it should. There's a code 2 trade. Surprised it took this long. So what's the break? Break's at 44? It's going a bit slow, isn't it? So I'll come back and show you if it breaks. It should break soon. I'll show you when it breaks, It's just a question of now, if it takes too long, the 40 ticks is no longer appropriate. I would just go for 20. It would have to really break soon and really make a power break and then really make a move. Then I'll keep the 40. Otherwise, if it comes back down here or something like that, takes a while before it breaks, it's not going to be a 100 ticker, that's for sure. And I probably wouldn't even be able to get 40, or probably not, or maybe not. But 20 is very high, so I'll just go for 20. It's looking more and more like that now. I'm just going to go for a 20 tick trade. So I'll come back. Okay, it's going for the break here. Just bounced off of 44, that's the top. It most likely will break. Now it's just a question of how high it will go. That we're just going to kind of have to judge. I'm not going to go for 40 unless this thing really starts to move. Otherwise, I'll just take the 20. Get out at 61. And it doesn't look like it's going to really move. Nope. This thing just went up and broke the top on the triple top. And into a code 2, and it still just doesn't want to move. So 20 ticks is more appropriate. I'm going to give it just a little bit longer though. Let's see something here. Yeah, I'll give it just a little bit longer and see how it acts. But it's definitely not acting spectacular. Look, it just broke again by 1 tick and then now wants to come down again. But this is sort of what it's been doing lately, more or less. And then it kind of goes, and then it'll make it like a third break and go. There's no real best way to play this, because even your halfback way wouldn't have gotten hit, technically. Missed it by 1 tick. Otherwise, you could have got a good entry at 25. Okay, so I am going to come back. But lately that would be a good strategy to use, is that halfback strategy. And I'm the one always saying go with the pattern, right? So why don't we start going with that pattern then, until it changes? Because that halfback strategy has been working. Now today, we would have technically missed it by 1 tick. But that wouldn't happen every day. And we could always take, another entry if we needed to. Yeah. Well, it doesn't even have to be that. You could give up a couple ticks even. Because as long as your stop's covered. Covers the range, you know what I mean? So that's what you want to do, is just cover the range on the stop. That way, you get in mathematically, but you don't get stopped out mathematically either at the same time. That works. That works. You could do like 12 or 13. Or let me think of another way to explain that. Well, today I did 15, because that's normally what it would be too. So instead of doing 15, you could do like 12 or 13. That still covers you. Yeah, it just covers, well, 12 covers you by 2. 13 covers you, or 12 covers you by 3, 13 covers you by 2. So you'd be fine. And that's mostly what it is most days anyway. So that's mostly what it's going to be. And anything less than that on the range today, don't bother, because it's just going to go in that direction, whichever way it goes, pretty much. It's only on these will it do a halfback. Today's type of a range. Okay, so this thing sure is taking its time to go, but it's still a code 2 trade, so I'm still hanging on to it, and we got time to go still. This one's just a lot slower than obviously the other trades, but I'll come back for the outcome and progression of this trade. Okay, I'm going to have to bail out of this trade, and I want to show you why, for you code traders out there. First of all, I'm going to bail out when it breaks below the 32. I'm just going to exit and call it a day. But here's the reason why I'm bailing out. Normally, always, whenever you make a break like that on a 10-minute chart, especially like a triple top, and it gives a long entry right next to the top, and it goes and then it makes the break and does it like it's supposed to, but then doesn't continue on, and then over time just goes down, that's what a losing day looks like. That's exactly what a losing day looks like. In other words, 2 times out of 10, 3 times out of 10, this trade is going to be a loser. Between 20 and 30% of the time. As it hits 31, I'm just going to bail out. It's probably going to do it. It looks like a loser. It's just rolling over on the chart at the very top. Now it may turn back around right here, keep this range and go back up. But if it starts going down, I'm just going to bail out. Because it's already tried twice to go up into it too, and couldn't make it. Twice. I've seen it not do it on the first time, but the second time, and then start to go back down, the mathematics are higher now that this is going to be a losing trade today. One of those losers. I just want to show you what it looks like, what a losing trade looks like. So you could see it for yourself, This thing could still be a winner, but I would rather lose out on hitting a winner than have a loser. And once it broke, it should have just went. And if it didn't, it came down a little bit. Once it went the halfback, remember? That's your entry. It should have went up and broke. The fact that it hasn't done it yet, now it's going back down, bad. Doesn't look good. Now, if it takes off and goes right back up to the top again, okay, then it's okay. But it needs to go do that, not go down. I could just set the stop now at 31, just let it go, turn my back on it. Because it's either going to go the right way now, or it won't. Okay, I need to change the exit to 61. Okay, exits changed to 61 for 20 ticks. And the stop, as you can see, is at 31 for a 10 tick loss. Let's get out, call it a day. Okay, maybe now it's just going to rip higher and take off. But this would be what? The third try, I think. Let me see here. Let me go up and take a look. The top is sitting there at 44. And then it broke. Okay, so it made one break already. Keep in mind. Yep, well, this is already a break. That's one break off the 10 minute. And then that's another break off the 10 minutes. That's two breaks it made. And then it started coming down. See what I'm saying? It already made two breaks, then started coming down. I'm not going to ride that down. It should have already made it. Now this is the third try. Is it going to do it this time? Well, we'll find out. 45 is the high. Right there. 4 ticks on the high now. Let's see if it's going to rip higher. Code 2 still is in place, of course. It's just a matter of if it's going to go up and break or not. Still got plenty of time to do it, that's for sure. I wish I didn't have to wait, because I'd like to go do some things right now. But I didn't get up this morning for today's beautiful Code 2 trade for 100 ticks. I just need to get up for that for that one every morning, because that one's so easy. Man, doesn't get any easier than that. It's a lot better than this, I guess, because this you have to wait. You know, like for instance, I'm waiting right now for something to happen. I've been waiting for quite a long time. So because this trade slows down so much, right? But the other one's good for 100 ticks today. This one's not going to be good for 100 ticks, that's for sure. So I'm just saying, you know, that one's definitely the best. I just need to get up for it. Okay, so I'm going to give this thing like another hour or so. If it doesn't make a break, well, actually, you know what? I'm not even going to do that. I'm just going to turn my back on it. Because it will either hit that exit, hit that stop, or it will hit the exit 1 or the 2 by the time to close. I'd say about 95% of the time. So I'll come back though in about an hour or so or less if it hits it soon and show you the outcome of the trade. Okay, it's made a break. 44 was the high. Just broke out to 46. But this thing sure is inchworming its way up though, I'll tell ya. I mean, normally I would expect a break to, you know, be more active. See it move more. Just hasn't been doing it lately. Just taking a look at everything. It should be able to make it. It's been a boring trade so far, but the math is still good that it will make the 20 ticks. What I don't like about the trade is how it's just going so slow. You know, obviously it would be better if it moved faster and went up there. And the 20 ticks is kind of conservative a little bit on a trade like this normally off of a break. So I'd expect it to maybe go up 20 ticks, hit the exit, maybe then come back down, play around for a little bit, and then maybe go higher. But I just take the high math off the 20 ticks, right? But it's just not even moving hardly at all going up there. But that doesn't mean that it won't make it at all. It just means that it'll take a little while. I just wanted to show it to you so you could see that this trade can be boring. Well, I'll wake up for tomorrow morning's trade. It's really wish I would have taken it this morning because it was just so easy. But anyway, I'll just start waking up for that one every day and taking that one because that one's the best one. This one is too boring for me. But you know something? Then again, you could look at it and say, well, this one's got a high math to it. Which is better, make 100 ticks or have the high math? I'm not sure. Depends on what you want to do. Now the 100 ticks is always better. Yeah. It's always better because your account goes way up when you hit the 100 ticks. So much easier instead of having to fight this for 20 ticks every day and then taking your losses. You know. Yeah, 100 ticks is way better. There's no comparison actually. Where did it go to? 54? That's what, 7 ticks away? Yeah, just let it go. But on a trade like this, it's appropriate to go ahead and play a break-even stop on it. So let's place it at 90.42. $90.42 on the stop. So I want to take a look at the chart real quick. Code. It looks like it's just going to give a long entry off code 1 and then go up probably. Probably going to do that. And when it does that, it'll just go hit the exit. Yeah, that's all it's going to do. So no reason to place a stop. It's just going to go up and hit the exit. Take a look at it one more time. Yep, just came 4 ticks away. But you know, I'll just go ahead and place the break-even stop at 90.42. I'm not going to need to. 1 tick away. Come on. Let me change it to 52 and we'll lock in 10. It's just going to go hit now. Let me just take it right here. I'll just take it right there. There's a reason why I just did that. For you code traders out there, you should know what the reason is. Okay? I don't want to give all my secrets away. Because there's going to be a lot of traders who are going to come over here and go, what on earth is this guy doing? You mean he's really not a scam? Like, for real? Well, you judge that for yourself every day. I'll leave that up to you. But there's a reason why I teach the reason why. It doesn't mean that it's going to be for sure work. It just means that it's a mathematical possibility. Why risk it? Why not just take it? It's 2 ticks away. Why not just take it? I mean, is there a whole lot of difference between 18 and 20? No. Okay. You know what else I get to do? I get to end this video, and I get to go leave because I don't want to stay here anymore. I should have got up for today's trade for 100 ticks. Make it easy on myself. Except for I hate waking up so early. So, guess what? I'm going to start showing 100 tick trades almost every day. You know? Nothing like seeing with your own 2 eyes, right? There is no system that can compare to the code system that I developed and discovered. So I will be back tomorrow, and I will get up early this time. We'll take the big trade and make the 100 ticks, just like this morning. Piece of cake. Okay. Happy trading out there, traders, and I hope that for you code traders that this has been helpful, useful, and that you're learning. And I will be back tomorrow. Take care and happy trading.